Hello there everyone and welcome back. We got ourselves an amazing amount of renown, I gotta say, in the last episode. If not for the matches being a little bit lackluster, I guess, because all I did was just stomp the same Space Marine player over and over again. Not exactly exciting, not exactly much of a learning experience, but it did give me something I kind of would like for when my Battle Barge continues to level up. Because I need what? Two more matches for my Battle Barge Mark II to get its 5th level in, and of course its 5th upgrade with my Master of the Forge. And I just realized my Mark I is just one match away to its level 7. Nothing too exciting, but it does max out my Master Gunner. Hell, let's just sate everyone's appetite and just go straight into maxing out the Master Gunner right now. The extra 4% cooldown reduction is not going to be that significant, but with 3 bombardment cannons now at 33%, I don't know if that's accurate or not. I never checked beforehand. Okay, I'm guessing it's accurate in that case. So, that basically puts us at what, 63% there without considering, well, 67% chance, not including the Chapter Master, and then add another 16% on top of that, and we're looking at almost 80% chance to critically hit. I'll have to do the math to see where we're actually at, but nonetheless, with the Chapter Master, that's an amazing chance to get critical hits just on the bombardment cans, and a couple of macro batteries on the side there, and then we're looking at consistent, reliable critical hits. The trick, of course, is trying to figure out when I should be using my brace for impact to make this thing impervious, and when I can get away with that lock on, because I don't want this thing to take too much damage, because if it's going to be drawing the fire, it's more than likely going to take the damage, take the hits more than it's going to be dishing out, especially if I risk taking a lock on. So I'm going to have to choose those orders wisely. And with that said, there's still the value of the reload mechanic to kind of boost my repair speed, or the cooldown for my repairs, as well as my Thunderhawks and torpedoes, which may not be all that useful for my strike cruisers, and probably not for my battle barge, considering how valuable the bombardment cannons themselves are going to be. But if there's some ship that can benefit from it, it's definitely going to be the Vanguard. It's got the torpedoes, it's got the Thunderhawks, and it's got fairly little damage there. So much so that that's kind of a liability, I want to argue, with the Vanguard, because with it having only 6-second reload rather than something more heavier and longer to reload, it kind of relies me to be really damn close consistently if I want to get the most of that. But we're looking at a lower level battle, Convoy. I gave my wish with Chaos, but I hardly would argue this is the situation I wanted to fight Chaos. I'm not gonna lie. And how tempting and easy would it be to just go with the Strike Cruiser and Chapter Master? This is almost bullying, I'm not gonna lie. Because if I were to just go with the regular Strike Cruisers, unfavored ones, this probably would be a fair fight, but we'll have to see. I don't really like having to go with my favorite ships, but I know my Chapter Master is so close to leveling, and of course I thought I was the attacker for this convoy mission. So I think we're rushing it a little bit. All this time I was assuming I was the attacker, which is why I thought I would have such an easy time with boarding torpedoes and just ramming the poor things. Oh well. I feel like I am in a solid position even as a defender with how I utilize my convoy. Hell, if I had any opportunity to field some frigates, it's so easily just to mind game them, just screw with them, make them think like, if I had just one frigate, just imagine how easy it'd be to just fake having all my convoy look like they're on the right and just, well, I'm conveniently hiding them in this gas cloud. Although, I have no ruse to utilize, so we're just going to go with the traditional, spreading them all out, and then adjusting based on what he does. Also, it doesn't hurt to group these, I guess. Make it easy to control. But let's get on going and see what we have to deal with. And let's see. I heard a beacon. He has a ship in the gas cloud. So we know there's a cruiser or something on in the cloud. I am not fooled, and I gotta be quick, otherwise I might run into that minefield. Nope, we're safe. So, what is the assumption here? Those are probably frigates? I'm trying to listen. I thought I was hearing boosters or something, but they're going too slow for that to be boosters, so I don't think that's a mission cogitator. Or no, a mission dissipator. What the hell am I saying? A mission cogitators. What would that even look like, I wonder, as an upgrade? But this definitely looks like a Hellbringer or some kind of strike cruiser. Well, not strike cruiser, but a regular cruiser. No, it's a Hellbringer. It's only a level 2 cruiser at that, so... Whoa, that's some crazy visual effects on that bombardment can, I gotta say. It had like a tracer light on it. I don't know what to make about that either. At least that bombardment can looks a little more normal. So probably not going to do as much as I like, but once I get vision, I'm just going to mutiny the hell out of that thing. And I already know for a fact he's either got the cruiser on the right, or that is, let's see, let me try and turn this around if it's at all possible. Probably not, but he did repair his engines, so let's give him a hard time, shall we? And hopefully I can juke him. If only stall for a few moments, that's all I really want. If possible, just stall. Because I heard a beacon. Oh, the juke is real, folks. It may be short-lived, but the juke is real. And I don't want to waste my repairs just yet in case of fire. If nothing else, I don't want to waste that. But that probably just bought me some valuable time there with those two ships trying to go after the one convoy. Because he doesn't even realize it's there. That works even better for me, I think. I just gotta make sure I lock on. That probably could have been really handy considering he's avoiding me altogether. And that's gonna hurt. Lots of boring torpedoes. And lots of macro batteries to add to your problems. I'm sorry, fella. But one convoy is going to make it out. I might as well repair that now. For the off chance that gets back on, that becomes available for when that convoy does get into trouble. I am shocked how effective that I'm just that baffled by how effective that silent run juke was. It's a promising start to say the least for where he was going to try and just zealously charge in on my two ships. And speaking of which, one of them is running. Let's see. Okay, we know that's a cruiser, but does he have the points for a third cruiser? That's the only big question. And with his ships out running, I have no way to find that out. But we know what these two ships are going to do in the meantime. In fact, I kind of want to move these strike cruisers in a way that they can intercept, in case his cruiser or frigate's cutting through the middle. Okay, we got our oars back up. We're going to boost on out and try and slow it down. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. Holy, oh wow, he has a slaughter as well. If only I had my lock on available for this, I gotta say. I think I'm in good shape still, but he's going to silent run, I think. And that's a slaughter? Yeah, that's a slaughter, so there's no way I can keep out of range, keep vision, I think. If he wants to silent run, he's going to get it. I just got to be careful. These two convoys, hell, just for the sake of preserving them, I may want to. Actually, let me do another juke. He may have noticed it if he was paying attention that I was juking. But we'll try it again, cause damn it, I switched my oars there by accident. I was hoping that was the chapter master. Well, it's the only opportunity I'm ever going to use that, I guess, so might as well start now. Okay, just keep it there. Keep it going. Just don't fly to the mine and let the juke be real. Now, if only this could get to the gas cloud in time, that would be the amazing bait and switch. Because you know he's going to fly into that gas cloud, so there's no point in trying to use boarding torpedoes, I don't think. And that was a bad shot too, I think. Alright, I think we're done toying with him. We're just going to keep on pushing keep my convoy close, so that way he can't get backstabbed with that cruiser if I'm caught off guard with how mobile it is. Torpedoes did hit a little bit, not much, or maybe that was just my bombardment can. Speaking of which, I had so little value out of that lock-on order. So we're going to need to fix that some. And it's a level 1 slaughter, so I don't have to worry about any dang armor-piercing rounds. Let's see, my ship is about to die, so he gets the 1, but you're only getting that 1, buddy. Now, can I board him up? With his deck gone, we are looking promising. Hit him with all the boarding torpedoes. I probably should have just used dumbfire torpedoes, but I want to cripple him just in case. Just to be safe, because you never know when he'll just try to focus on my poor ships, my poor convoy, like he seems to be doing right now, I want to argue. Yeah, he's coming for it. So I'm just going to ram him and make it hurt. Come on. Strike cruiser number 2. Don't disappoint me even though... Ah, there we go. Double ram. That's what we like to see. And an insubordination. That would put his troop value to 40 if he were to cancel that or cause a mutiny. Ooh, please do that. Please. Ah, I would love nothing more than like... What is it, a 70%? Well, it'd be a little bit lower than a 70% chance to succeed because of the point defense. But still, that would have felt good. Nothing but critical hits from all my boarding actions. Life is good being Space Marines when that happens. If only I could rapid fire the Fear the Darkness so I could kind of encourage that more. Of course, if I want to do that, I have to reload, I think. And I don't think with strike cruisers that's the best type of order to give. Unless I'm content with just repairs and torpedoes, I think. Oh well, that was fun. Those jukes were amazing, I gotta say. That's always the best feeling. When your opponent falls for the bait. Or falls for the trap, I guess, in this case. It wasn't really a trap so much, but it put him so out of position that he could not do anything about the convoy. Especially with a slaughter with his short-range weaponry. So, I could freely boost and he wouldn't have the range to do anything about it. It sucks to be him. I hope there's no hard feelings, though. I would hate to embarrass him that much with how I'm putting it out. But, the big thing is done. Oh, Dante was upgraded. I was wondering what happened to my Master Gunner, and then I realized I did that for the Battle Barge, and not for my Chapter Master. But, as I was playing before, shield upgrade's done, so my Battle Barge and 2 Strike Cruiser composition is all set if I were to go against Novacans, I want to say. With possibly other tweaks there, maybe getting rid of the beacons if I really want to get aggressive and put more... What is it, shield transfers or upgrades that are more close range centric, I guess, but I like the options of having the beacons, especially since I'm forfeiting the extended sensor range, which I probably will do for my battle barge if I ever get it to level 8, because I want this to be the front line there essentially. So the strike cruisers are technically not going to be utilizing the sensors or the extended sensors as much as the battle barge will, because after all it has the micro warp jump as an added bonus, so that's kind of where I'm leaning towards my level 8, I think, on this thing. And if I can ever figure out how to utilize my frigates properly, at least for the Novacans, then I wouldn't need the extended sensors as much, because these things are supposed to help spot for me, because they got the mobility to do it and the mobility to get out and dodge basically when they get focused down or my opponent decides to hunt them down. Sadly, not gonna be as effective against Novacans, but it seems to be working well against Chaos, I gotta say, so long as I have my Silent Running or Brace for Impact ready. Because they're not gonna get the pure immunity, 100% immunity as my strike cruisers or the rest of my fleet will, but hell, what is it, 80 armor is still no joke against anything that doesn't penetrate the armor, at least. And what is it? I have no way to find out what the brace for impact boost is here, do I? Nope. I'm just gonna have to trust my math is right. So, yeah. Where is it? Brace for impact. Oh, it's only 2 points armor. For some reason, I thought it was an additional 10, so... Oh well, we can still do with 8 points armor. That's still 78% chance. With my Nova and Gladius. And does the Hunter get it? Yeah, the Hunter gets it as well. Although, still, it's only 100 hull points, so still pretty damn fragile. Especially if any boarding action is concerned. And I think we're just gaining our rematch. I feel bad for him. And at least his ships... Yeah, his ships got out right. Even the Slaughter managed to get out, so I don't think it's that hard. I don't think it's that brutal, is it? It's a cruiser clash, though, so... I could afford to experiment a little bit and do something different if I want. Because let's be fair, Chapter Master and Librarian is a little bit harsh. Just a little. Let's try and have some fun and not embarrass him too much. As much as I want to fight Chaos, this is not the situation I want. And I do have the mobility to stay away from his slaughter, I just don't have the raw muscle to kind of draw his fire. And a strike cruiser is probably not going to do it by itself, without some kind of support. It surprisingly seems to work relatively well with my Mark II battle barge when I decide to field the vanguards. Don't ask me why. I feel like that thing's like the easiest thing to swarm and kill off if the vanguards aren't doing their job properly, but apparently that thing's doing well and it's survived like 5 matches so far in a row, based on what I saw in the battles waged, I think. So it's not doing terribly for me, considering I was feeling really uncomfortable about how effective it was going to be. I still wanted to field it, because I don't think I need 2 Mark I battle barges, but it's, in the end, I could be satisfied with how it's performing. I'd just like to get more matches for it so it can continue to level. And of course, it's like 5-6 points short of me being able to field it in this match. So it's not happening here. Although, what's going on? Did the game crash there? Did he disconnect? Did he give up on me and just pull the plug? I'm not sure, but it's working now. I do have to wonder if there's any latency issues too. I haven't been paying that much about it, to be honest, because it's pretty apparent when there's latency on my end, but if I'm the server like I am right now, I honestly have no way to know if he's suffering from latency. So that could be a thing too, maybe? I'm not sure. At the time I'm normally doing these matches and doing this recording, it tends to be the most convenient time for the Europeans to play, and my connection, more often than not, with Europe is pretty damn good. So, I don't think that's really an issue. But, on the plus side, this works well for me if he's got nothing but frigates. Did I accidentally metagame this poor fella? Because my vanguards are like the best equipped ships for this with the amount of raw boarding options they have available, so maybe I just metagamed the hell out of him. And let's not point out the free damage I'm just getting right now with his poor frigates. That's a shame. I'm sorry, fella. If I could, I would play against another opponent, but at this point, I don't even think there's very many people playing the multiplayer now, which makes me worry for when I decide to play as Eldar. Because, am I going to get any proper matches there? A proper experience with them? And what happens even after that, I wonder. I'm wondering. Let's try not to think about it then, I guess. Although chances are we're just going to get another rematch, aren't we? Although with him conceding there, I guess it helps with his repairs quicker for his strike cruiser and that, but oh well, not much else I can really say on that matter. It's just a little bit unfortunate. Okay, this match was actually, or this queue was a little bit faster than normal, so oh my god, we got ourselves a real match. Maybe? I don't know. It's a mirror match anyway, so I don't know how comfortable I actually feel about this. All I know is my Mark I I want to put it in there because it's one match away to its level 7, and I kind of like that idea. Although, I really would like to experiment with my Mark II some. I'm just not sure if Space Marines is the best idea for it, even though I kind of did it in my last episode, didn't I? Just a little. Actually, do I want boring torpedoes? Well, I'm going to be using these hunters more for boring torpedoes, and they're not going to be very effective either, so maybe a lance? I just hate all these wasted bonus points I'm using up. It might be safer, though, if I'm going to deal with Thunderhawks and boarding options on my Nova, because it is going to be on its own. Although now I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about the Mark II for? Probably... Oh yeah, I was talking about the boarding and using my Vanguards will probably not be very effective, because that's kind of the main thing my Vanguards have going for them. And use them against Space Marines probably is not the best idea. Especially if he randomly happens to have his Space Marines upgraded to make them even more resilient. Probably not going to go well for me. But let's see, 8 ships. This is going to be different to start off. So, what does that tell me? We have 700 points, so he clearly has a lower level fleet than me. And I know for a fact 4 strike cruisers would be 600 points and 2 frigates, so... This is going to be interesting. 4 Vanguards. Is 4 Vanguards what he's fielding? Well, it's easy to tell because of the speed. In all honesty, this is probably an easy tell. So let's get our Stormhawks out. We're just gonna have to be careful, because if those are Novas, because those could very easily be Novas with the speed of them. But I have the raw muscle, I just gotta make sure I'm focus firing really well. So with that said, let's turn that on. And let the battle barge take point. Because I don't really need to spot for him, he seems pretty adamant to come right at me. So, Nova will take point as far as spotting, but I'm not going to put it that aggressively forward, especially if those are Vanguards. Every single one of them does have Thunderhawks. So, let's not get too zealous. And I could just beacon right away. Let's just watch for my range, because I'm just about in range to spot them. Oh wow, I was worried these were Novas, apparently they are not. I'm a little bit disappointed. Ha! This is cute. I would like to go after that, but let's get some free bonus points then. Come on. What? What's with my lock on here? I have this cursor here, but I don't know what's the point of this. Okay, there. So we got 2 fires, so gotta be careful of that. I didn't want to burn that much cogitator, but I don't know why my dang cursor was bugging out on me. So he's just trying to assault board me to death. Which is kind of okay, he just spread out his fleet. So now we gotta find a target. We gotta find us a victim while my lock-on's available. And this might hurt a bit. And I did I did use my Stormhawks. So, if we can get some hits and punish him, that'd be great. I'm content just killing his deck there to try and destroy his orders, if possible. Because he doesn't want to commit to fighting me, which is a little bit unfortunate. Because, yeah, he's just trying to hit me with boring torpedoes, but in the end, he's going to hit himself there some. And I gotta be careful about what he's hitting. Actually, I could just fire my own boarding torpedoes, I guess. And I do have a micro warp. No, the deck's gone, and repairs won't be up for another minute or so. Yeah, hunters are just hiding, so we'll focus on the main meat there, because he's going to get cut off eventually. Trying to stall out there. Gotta keep my strike cruisers available, though. Because if I could board them, well, I can't board them, but I don't think the Thunderhawks are going to be doing a whole lot here. Alright, let's see what we can do. Because we are shooting him, and he is coming into me a little bit. Keep my boosters up, keep them ready, and keep them prepared to murder some vanguards. Because if he wants to commit to this, guess what? Unless he could put a beacon on my ships, I can just use this gas cloud as much as I like. So, let's focus on what we can. Actually, let's focus engines on everything there, because that's going to hurt him a lot. Alright, can I get moving? I'm just gonna ram him. That's gonna happen in a moment too. There's the prow for that one gone, which makes me want to focus on this one instead. If he'll let me hit. If he'll let me target him. No mutiny, unfortunately. Keep focusing on him. Ah, yeah, figures. He decided to do turncoat. He decided to run away. Interesting strategy, but you know what could have easily dealt with that was some silent running, I think, because I saw no beacons or anything of that sort. So I'm a little bit disappointed in him. I'm gonna have to take my frustration out on him with this insult. There. And once that dies, everything is hidden. So now his hunters have to come to me, I guess, which chances are he's just going to play the BM route. I was going to say bad manner there, but yeah, and by that he's just going to hide in this gas cloud here, so he needs to come and spot me. I know where he's hiding, so I can easily fire torpedoes to fix that. They're just not likely going to hit, so sit back and grab some popcorn, I guess. This is going to take a while. It's not going to be dramatic as you would like, though. But, let's see. I can reveal him immediately, but you know he's just going to go back into the gas cloud. Yeah, I boosted there, which is kind of fine, because, oops, he doesn't quite have the point defense to deal with this now, or the torpedoes. Standard speed engaged. So the Nova, without a doubt, can chase down these hunters. I just got to get a good position, because those torpedoes are doing crap. Show us the enemy. If anything, I should reload. That way, I can get the boosters up that much faster, because the lock-on doesn't really help so much for my lance, aside for increasing my critical hit chance. Alright. Nova's gonna start firing, start hitting what you can. Maybe he decides this is a fool's errand, which would be kind of nice of him. But we'll see what happens in a moment. Because he's locking on, so I'm pretty certain he's given up. I think I can make that a safe assumption there. Now let's just finish him off and get our free renown for the process. Well. It'll be nice and refreshing to play as Eldar, I guess, because now I won't, because at least then I won't feel like I'm stomping everyone. I'm just going to be worried if I'm going to be broken in half because I flew into a mine or rammed into a ship by accident, though. So it's going to be interesting. Well, let's see. This would be episode this would be day 43, I think. I honestly don't remember how many episodes I did with the Space Marines, but I'm gonna try at least one more with the Space Marines, and then we will hop on over to the Eldar. It'll be exciting times, provided that I have actual matches to queue up with, blah. Which should happen there. It shouldn't be a concern there, I would want to say. But I was really hoping to fight some level 10 chaos, damn it. Let's hope the final episode does that for me.